Before I hit you. I'm gonna hit you. Be careful, man. My bad. Oh, my bad, beautiful spirit. My bad. It's Mama Magnus of Boxing Logics United. You got pedestrians here walking behind cars. You better be careful, man. I don't want to hit you.
I know.
Let's get back to boxing. My fault. But you know. Oh, peace and pugilism. But you know, one of the most intriguing subject matters and talking points, I don't know, whatever they call it, or one of the most intriguing elements going into the Joshua and Andy Ruiz rematch is the mental chess. The mental chess game that's been going on. That has been, from what I've noticed, one of the focal points when people talk about this rematch. When they, even bigger than styles make fights. Even bigger than Andy Ruiz's style is all wrong for Joshua. Even bigger than all those things. One of the main things that people are wondering is if Joshua is broken. Okay? And wondering who has the upper hand. Andy Ruiz Jr., Andy the Destroyer, or Anthony the Great in this war of psychology and mental chess, that is, my apologies. And I really cannot make up my mind. You know, Andy Ruiz Jr. had to be a very mentally strong person. Andy the Destroyer, that is. He has to be a very mentally strong person to be mentally ready and right to go into that fight, get knocked down, and come back and beat Anthony the Great in that match on June 1st. You have to give him the utmost credit there is. And now I also know Anthony Joshua have to be equally, if not the same, because he did exactly that years ago versus Klitchko, with far little experience, catching perhaps the strongest punch he's ever had, gotten hit with in his career, and getting back up and stopping the former once lineal champion of the world and unified champion in Vladimir Klitchko. So when people say should I say Anthony Joshua is broken, he's not gonna win that, people never win the rematches and all that crap, and just dealing with history. You know, history is rewritten every day. History is rewritten every day. Just because not many heavyweight champions have came back and defeated the fighter that defeated them first and took the crowns away, doesn't mean Anthony Joshua is not one of the few that can do that. And just because Andy Ruiz Jr. is new and fresh to the spotlight, just because he was a last-minute call-in, and isn't this, isn't that, and whatever story you want to make, doesn't mean he cannot go back in there and do it all again on December 7th. So, the mental chess game and mental war in this is going to be the most strongest element that dictates who wins the rematch. Because Andy Ruiz is also dealing with a mental war. And that is if what he did was a fluke. If Joshua wasn't all 100% that night. Because he was come out to being, I guess they say it's true, that he was concussed. So that also is playing against Andy Ruiz's brain's sake. Like, damn. So perhaps I beat him and he was 100% that day. Maybe he was only at 70%. And that's playing on his mind. I'm sure it is. I'm sure he's trying to phase it out. I'm sure he's trying to act like it's not playing on his mind. But I guarantee you it is. Like, same as Anthony Joshua's going to try to phase out that he did not lose as embarrassingly as he did on June 1st. So this is the main thing that's making this battle so epic. This is the potential fight of the year of all fights. This could be a potential not only fight of the year, but one of the top heavyweight clashes in history. This fight here, December 7th, Anthony Joshua, the Great, versus Andy Ruiz Jr., the Destroyer, can be just as big as Klitchko versus Joshua. And if not bigger. If not bigger. I'm so excited about this fight. I'm just want to do a I don't know what you would call it, my first video to let everybody know that I'm about to dive into these subjects, all of the talking points, everything, okay, in the weeks to come, because I am so much anticipating this fight. This fight, we are literally talking about a clash of the titans. We're literally talking about Joshua was not, even though on the odds, they had Joshua as a humongous favorite, on paper, career-wise, professional and amateur, Joshua was not that much, if any, of a favorite. Remember, Andy Ruiz Jr. competed or challenged for a title versus Joseph Parker. So Andy Ruiz Jr. was not a prospect. He was a contender with the overall damn near better record than Joshua, because he only had 30 wins, but he only had 1 loss, and that was to a previous champion. People don't understand how big this fight is, how great this fight can be, and I am so freaking excited. Woo! I'm not telling you. I'm going to make video pumping this thing up of everything I think about, and all the different factors, elements, intangibles, I believe, that will matter going into this fight. And also the mental war leading into this fight. Man, welcome back. I miss all y'all. My name is Myron Magnus. The channel is Boxing Logics United. Peace and pugilism, beautiful spirits. Hug, enjoy, and cherish your families. I'm out.